Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please, if this is your first occasion of visiting my YouTube channel, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment to help me improve my subsequent videos. I want to show us how to install MySQL version 9.1 in Windows 11. So to start, you need to head over to the official website at oracle.com. I'll have the link on my comment section, and I will also have it on the description of this video. So this is the current interface of the download page. And here we have the navigation for Linux activated. So we need to switch to Windows. So we've navigated to Windows. So here we have only one file, and it happens to be a zip file, about 708 megabytes. So go ahead to click on this link to download the file. I have downloaded it already, but I believe before you can download, you may be required to enter your email address and password if you are already registered. If you are not registered, you have to sign up with Oracle. I have my file here. This is the downloaded zip file. I want to extract these files like so. And then I want to head over to this first one. Sorry, the second one, because the first one is the zip file. So the second one is a normal folder now. So we can see MySQL Enterprise, then Win64 dashboard. So I want to go ahead to delete this one to avoid confusion. We'll proceed to open it. So what I need at this point is MySQL Commercial 9.1.0. So what I'm going to do is go ahead to extract this file too, because if we look at the extension, we have .zip. In case you are not able to see the extension, you just have to navigate to view, then show. You click on this file name extensions. So it depends. Mine is checked already, so let me uncheck. Let's see. So of course we can see that the extension is not there. But also if you have the file type displayed here, that's the file type. If you have it displayed here, you will be able to see that it's a compressed kind of zip folder. So once you see this zip, it should be able to, ring a bell that it is a zip file. We're going to return back to my view pane and then show file extensions. I like keeping it open because I'm a developer, so I like to know the file extensions I'm working with. I'm going to go ahead to extract this too. Okay, that's done. I should be able to have the file, the extracted one. Okay, it's gone to the bottom. Okay, here we have it. So what I want to do is copy it right now, like so. Sorry. I'm going to copy this file and take it to my local disk. For you to be able to install a program like this is not something that you attach to your desktop folder or documents folder. So it has to be in a location that it will not be tampered with. So the best location is to drop it on your local disk. You can decide to drop it on your main local disk, like so, or you take it to your program files. So I prefer program files. So you can create a folder here for it, name MySQL, but I have MySQL Workbench installed here. So MySQL Workbench was able to automatically create a folder for me named MySQL. So I have MySQL folder here already. So I'm going to go ahead to tap it open. And then I have a folder for MySQL Workbench. So what I want to do is just paste the folder that I copied to my clipboard here. So that being done, I want to rename it. The name is too much, so I have to shorten. So you can go ahead to do same. I'm going to name it MySQL91 like so. And then open the folder. Okay. Let me copy everything here. I have got the folder. I just did Control X. I've got everything there. I want to take it to the main tree. The main, that's MySQL 91. So I want to paste everything here so that I can delete the redundant folder. Okay, so this one is empty now. So I want to delete it. Just hit Shift delete to permanently delete the folder. Okay, that's done. The next step is to go to the bin folder. And then you scroll to where you have MySQL configurator.exe. So this can do everything for you. So I advise you use this one. Next thing you need to do is right click. And then you select Run as Administrator. Okay, once that's done, you will have an interface like this. Just proceed with next. Next. So you may decide to customize your configuration. But for this, I am going to go with my own configuration. You are free to use your own configuration. The ITCP, the TCP IP, that's our transition control protocol, internet protocol. You can just leave it as it is. The port is 3306. And then the X protocol port, of course, you can see the numbers. So you can leave it like so, because this 3306 is the default port for MySQL. So you would like to leave it that way so that when you are running an application and you have your MySQL done on, it can automatically connect once you pass in the login parameters. Okay, we have advanced login options. It has to do with login. So depending on the instances and depending on what you want to use it for, you are free to choose the login options. And also take note of this config type. This is the most important, so you don't make mistake. The config type, we have saver computer, we have dedicated computer. So since you are not using it as a saver, that's to make it run as a MySQL server where other computers can be getting information from. It's going to run like a database server. So since you are not making it that way, you need to go with development computer. So this is fine. Just make sure you check this development computer. So unless you want to use it for enterprise purposes. So you want other computers to be able to, you know, tap from what they have. We also have that dedicated computer. So it's very similar. Of course, you can see where it's written. So we also have MySQL Enterprise Firewall. So if you think it necessary to integrate the firewall, you may. With this MySQL, I'll be using it on my local machine, and I'll be using it for development purposes. So I have a dedicated SQL server online. So I think that's what it's firewall and not my local machine. And of course, I have a firewall machine that can protect me and some else. So depending, you can integrate it to Explore. We're going to go ahead to next. So we have the root folder. The folder is very important. You must not forget it. This is like the root folder. The default username for this account is root, small letter ROOT. And then the default password, we must not forget it, because with the default, or let me say root password, which happens to be like the administrator's password, with that password, or let me say account as a whole, which is made up of the root username and the password that you define here, you can recover any account that you add to the database. Of course, as a database administrator, you can add more than a user. You can decide to add up to 10 users and define the privileges. So if one of the users mistakenly forget the password, you can recover for the user. Okay, that being said, I need to go ahead to put a small password for this. Use a strong password on your own, depending on what you want. So I just want to enter my password. So you see my password strength is weak. So you can go ahead to use a strong password, or maybe I think I should use a strong password for this purpose. Later, I know what to do. I guess I made a mistake there. Okay. So you can go ahead to use a strong password too. The essence of using a strong password is to, keep your account safe from someone hacking it. So the first password that I used can easily be guessed and hacked, especially if someone see me typing it. But this second one is a very strong password. No matter how you look at me typing, you may not be able to read it. Okay, that's it. So we have to click on the next button to proceed. So that being done, you can leave these settings as it is. You can leave these settings as it is. If you want to add a custom user, you can, but just leave the settings as it is for the purpose of this tutorial. However, you are free to explore. And then we have another settings here. Do you want MySQL configurator to update the server file permission for you? So I'm going to leave it at yes. Grants full access to the user running the Windows service if applicable, and the administrators group only. Other users will not have access. So you can leave it the way it is, or then you can check the second option. That's yes, let me review and configure the level of access. So you can check the second option. So it depends. Because when you check the second option, that means you are the one that will assign, privileges to the group. We are the one that will assign privilege. That's the root user, are the one that will be able to assign privilege to the group. You will assign privilege to even the current accounts that you are using on your host machine. So to me, I think that yes is fine since we are using it for development purpose. Okay, so we have sample databases. So you are free to create the sample databases. If you are just starting, we are joining MySQL, you may use the sample databases because it can help you in ER diagram, if I'm not mistaken, entity relationship diagrams, because it comes really designed, and you can also learn how foreign keys are linked. By the time you finish with your tutorial, you can go ahead to explore how all the databases made. You will see the foreign keys, the entity relationship diagram, and that is only possible if you have installed MySQL Workbench, because MySQL Workbench is what is responsible for that in generating those. I think I'm going to make a video on how to use MySQL Workbench. It's a very nice tool. Okay, let's proceed. So we have next. Then the next thing is to execute, to run all the configurations that we've made. What? Okay, that being done, let's click on next. Configuration procedure has been completed. So if you want to copy it, you are clickable, but that's not necessary. So just need to go ahead to click finish. So once that is done, there was actually a command. I think I omitted that. But there was a command that actually said you can start your MySQL on system startup. So I didn't talk about that. I think I omitted that. But if you did activate it, it's always going to run once you start your computer. Personally, I don't like things that consume my memory. So I like to know how my memory is being used. The processes that is currently running in the background. So I like to turn it on manually when I want to use it. So if you did, then your MySQL is running automatically. And this being your first attempt of installing MySQL, it shouldn't be running. It can only terminate when you have your system shut down. Or when you restart, it may not start automatically, simply because you didn't set it to start on system startup. So let me show you how you can even do that here. And also to start it, so all you need to do is you can just type MSC here, either on Windows 10 or Windows 11, like the one I'm using. So you type MSC, you will see services. So you just click on it. All you need to do is scroll down. You will see the service name that we entered earlier, MySQL91. Okay, it's here. And just like I said, if you are installing it for the first time, it's going to run. But if you didn't choose it to start on setup, it's likely going to go off. So here we have it. It is running. So you can stop the service here if you want to. Once it is stopped, you cannot access your MySQL, either on terminal or with Workbench or with your exam or any other application that you may choose to access it with. So I'm going to start. And also, if you want it to start automatically, you can click on properties. I think action should have properties. Or if you right click here, I think there's still properties here. And then you can change this to automatic. And I think I didn't actually modify that. So I left it automatic. So here it appears automatic. But I'm going to change mine to manual. but it may leave here as automatic. Of course, I've explained how it works. Automatic is going to start it each time you off your system and turn it on. It will start automatically once the system is done on. But manually, it can only be on when you turn it on yourself. So you always have to do this. See, come to service it and then you turn it on. Or you use the terminal to turn it on using the appropriate command. Okay, that's done. So I need to close. Yes. So how do I know that MySQL is installed? Let me go to CMD. Then I run my CMD. In this bin folder, all you need to do is right click and then open in terminal. And then you type in the command MySQL -u root. Remember, root is the default name, and then you specify -p. The -u is for username, and then you specify it, which is root, and then -p is for the password. Once you press enter, okay, it should run. Okay, but it's not running. I'm facing a challenge here. So what we need to do, we need to add it to path. We need to add it to path and restart our system. So let me add this to path. So how do I add it to path? I need to search for environment variable. Okay, so I have my environment variable. So this is system variable. I want it to be general. This system variable, this one is general. This one is strictly for my account. So I will go ahead to add it in my system variables. So path is here. I just need to click like so and do edit. And then say edit here again. Okay. I need to do new. And then I have to copy this folder. I have to copy this folder as it appears here down to that point. So system folders, edit, new, and then I have to paste it here and say okay. All right, that being done, I will have to restart the system. Welcome back. I've just restarted my system. So the last thing that we did was to add MySQL to our environment variables. So what we did was search for environment variables, and then we added it to our system variables. The system variables is like the central variables. Whatever you do here is going to affect the entire system, and the users is going to affect the entire users of the system. So if you add it to user variable, it's only going to affect it on its account. So if you add it here, this account named Brightenham can access it. It can access the command, that's MySQL through the command line. But other users, if I happen to create accounts for other users may not be able to access it. MySQL may appear there, they're able to turn on or turn off the instances, but when it is turned on and then they attempt to access MySQL on the terminal, it's not going to reflect, it will not be accessible to them. So what you need to do is ensure that you add it to system variables if you want others to use it, or you add it to user level if you want only yourself to be able to access MySQL through a terminal. So what we did was add it to system variable. So let's go to path where we added it, and then we do edit like so. So of course we can see that MySQL, the path to that executable file, that MySQL.exe is added here. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back to our terminal. So let's just search for CMD and tap on the command prompt, and then we do MySQL -u root -p again. So you see, it is now a recognized command. I can now proceed to enter my password. And of course, it's working. We can see the version. The version is 9.1.0 commercial MySQL enterprise server. So it is working perfectly well. And you can go ahead to create your database or even show the current ones. You can create. And you can show databases again. And MySQL was added. So this is how to install MySQL on your Windows 11 SQL 9.1 enterprise version. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you. I really appreciate. Please subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, and like this video. Today I'm not feeling real strong, but I'm treating malaria, but I still have to make this video even while I'm still recovering, because I believe that there's someone out there that may need this video. Thank you so much.